How you doing? My name is Christopher Brown. You're now listening to my podcast, Sports Talk with Chris. And this is the first episode of Wednesday Weekly Rants. Hello, everybody. It's something new I'm starting on this podcast, a weekly series called Wednesday Weekly Rants. And what I'm going to be doing is looking on social media all week, finding some topics I want to discuss, I want to rant about. Because I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I have ESPN, Bleacher Report, Yahoo Sports, all these different, media outlets that everybody has sports takes on. And I see some things that need to be discussed because either A, are true, not true, or just things that need to be put out in this world. Things that people need to think about. They need to talk about. Man, because I love sports. But there's some things that really get me wild up. First thing I'm going to talk about. I've been seeing a lot of people saying that the team that wins this NBA championship should have an asterisk next to it. They don't deserve it. It's not fair. Whoa, buddy. How is it not fair? Please explain to me. When the league shut down on March 11th, it was up to the players to stay in shape. 4 months without basketball. You see what Jokic did. He slimmed down. Dude is playing amazing. Then you look at a guy like Zion. Hey, I'm a huge Zion fan. But you have 4 months. You're not at the high school level. You're not even at the collegiate level. You're at the professional level. You have 4 months to get yourself healthy because you have been battling with injuries for years. You have been gaining weight, out of shape. So you would think in those 4 months, somebody on the organization, one of the players, one of the coaching staffs would say, yo, let's work out. Or, yo, what you doing? You working out? You would think that would happen, not him coming into the bubble out of shape. And I understand, he had to leave for quote-unquote family reasons. Let me not say quote-unquote on that. Let me not do that. He had to leave for family reasons. Nobody's going to argue with that. I said quote-unquote because I don't know what the family reasons were. Not arguing that he didn't leave for family reasons. Because I will never, ever try to argue with somebody that has something to do with their family. But that's beside the point. What I'm saying is, he was out for what? 13 days? Missed all the preceding games, scrimmages. Then came back looking very, very out of shape. He came back on a burst restriction. A burst restriction. They were playing him in short bursts. 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minute spurts. Zion, you're the reason if that team wins or loses. That's how much of an impact you are to that team. Even with him being out of shape like he was, he's basically scoring a point a minute. But what my point is, he came back looking out of shape. He did not look healthy. He did not take care of his body. But other players did. Every team was without basketball for 4 months. Every player, every team had the same amount of time, the same opportunities to get right, to stay in shape, to get better for the season to come. Even if you didn't know. You're a professional athlete. You should never slip up like that. Not saying that he did, but my point being is, man, everybody was 4 months without basketball. Then we come back. Everybody has the same amount of time in training camp. They get to the bubble. Everybody has the same amount of practice time. Everybody has the same amount of preceding scrimmages games. Everybody has the same amount of seeding games to get ready for the playoffs. Everybody is living in the bubble. No teams are traveling. No teams are traveling from Houston to Oklahoma City. No team is traveling from LA to Portland. No team is traveling from Denver to Utah. Nobody's traveling. Nobody's traveling from Toronto to Brooklyn. No. Everybody's in Florida right now, in one hotel, playing on the same courts. Don't take it away from the guys that worked hard. Don't take it away from the coaches that did their best to put their players in the best opportunity to succeed. Don't do that. Whoever wins this championship this year is going to come down to what players won it the most, what players worked the hardest during their time off, what team was the most disciplined, What coaching staff is the best? The best team is going to come out of this victorious. The best team is going to come out of this victorious. The only way that changes if the referees do some dumb stuff like they did on Monday with Kristaps Porzingis. But besides the point, when you talk about the players and the coaches, it's on them who wins and who loses. Because no team has an advantage. There's no home court advantage. You look at a team like the Philadelphia 76ers, my team, right? We're great at home. One of, if not the best home record in the NBA. But when you look at us on the road, we're trash. We're trash. But you get into this bubble, there's no home games. There's no away games. No, everybody's playing on the same courts. So, the Sixers don't have our home court advantage. We don't have that road, on a road slump. We don't. We're playing on the same courts. You look at a team like LA, number 1 seed, Milwaukee, number 1 seed, going against these number 8 seeds, right? They both lost their game 1. Would that happen? There were home games? I doubt it. Because there's nothing like a home game 1 of the playoffs. If y'all haven't been to one, trust me, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it. So there's no advantage for no team. The best team will come out of this bubble victorious. So if you're going to put an asterisk on it, it shouldn't be because the team didn't deserve it. It's because that team was literally the best team. The best team in the playoffs. Point blank period. Another topic I'm going to discuss. This has to do with COVID and sports. So, I'm a college athlete, track and field. I got friends, through football, friends in volleyball, friends in baseball, friends in basketball, right? Friends in high school who lost their season. There's players in the NFL that's opted out of their season. It's a wicked thing, man, COVID and sports. It's really ruined a lot of seasons. It made things not the same, right? But the thing about it is, though, these organizations, these leagues could have prevented all of this. Not COVID, but them not having their season. Let me explain. I said this before. The NBA has put out a blueprint to success if you want to finish out your season, if you want to have a season. They put out the blueprint to success. What did they do? All their players are living in one area. Same hotels. Nobody's leaving. Coaches ain't leaving. Broadcasters not leaving. But say they do leave, right? They have to take COVID tests before they enter back into the bubble. It is not like they leave, come back, whenever they want. No, they're regularly COVID testing. So my point is, you look at a league like the NFL, right? A lot of players, let me not say players. A lot of fans are complaining about the players because they're not returning, because they're making, the best decision for them, for their family. If they don't feel safe in their working environment, who are you to judge? Because let's get this perfectly clear. The NFL has billions of dollars to create a bubble like the NBA has did. You want to know why the NBA is the best league, why they're so successful right now? Because of their talk to their players. They talk to their players. They made the best situation possible in this NBA bubble. You mean to tell me the NFL can't do that? All this space out there in the world, the NFL can't find a place to have a whole bunch of different football fields? Or you mean to tell me that there's no space that already has a couple football fields you can't add to it? Somebody go ahead and tell me that lie. All the money the NFL makes, they couldn't have made this happen. Because I promise you, they would have made a bubble. Oh, the NFL season would be 10 times better. 10 times better. Yet, I'm scared it's even going to last. Players traveling to different hotels. All these variables going into the NFL returning. Players traveling to different hotels. Players being around a whole bunch of different people. You don't know what everybody's got. You can be in a hotel and a worker has COVID. They don't know it. You don't know it. They could be asymptomatic. But guess what? Now it spreads throughout the NFL. Now a team gets in, it spreads throughout a team. You saw what happened with the NBA. once a player tested positive for COVID, bunch of players start testing positive, then the league shut down. So NFL, create a bubble. You'll have your season. Players wouldn't have opted out. The Patriots have 8 players who opted out. The Patriots went from a team, right? They got Cam Newton. Everybody had high hopes. Oh, they might be able to fight for a wild card spot. They might be able to win their division. Now, please, I don't got them winning 5-6 games. I didn't have them being all that, even with signing Cam Newton. But the fact that you got 8 guys out, some guys are the best defensive guys because they don't feel safe in their in their working environment. NFL, you can't fix that? No, you're just being lazy. You don't want to fix that. That's your problem. That's why the NBA is better than y'all. So many players opting out of the NFL season. It could have been fixed. You know, it was some players that opted out of the NBA season, but it's not as much as the NFL. And at least the NBA had a plan. And the plan is seeming to working because, yet again, NBA tested COVID test. That's what they're doing. 0 players have tested positive for COVID. So the plan is working. Why aren't these leagues following it? College sports, right? NCAA. The organization does not care about their athletes. And it's only showing and showing and showing. Universities that do not really care about their athletes. It's only showing and showing. Especially these major D1 programs. Just came out that LSU football team is worth almost $100 million. When I read that, you know what it meant to me? That the LSU players are worth almost $100 million. And LSU, is one of the biggest football programs. We're not just talking about athletics. We're talking about football programs. One of the most biggest football programs in the nation. But there's more football programs. You have Alabama, you have Ohio State, you have Michigan, you have Clemson, you have Penn State, you have Georgia. The list only goes on. You mean that the NCAA and these universities can't make themselves a little bubble? Or they can't say, hey, what we're going to do is if you're not an athlete, you're not returning for this first semester. Why? Because the non-athlete students, sorry to tell you, I'm seeing a lot of parties online at all these different campuses. I'm not saying every student is going to do it, but what I'm saying is you don't got a sport to play and you in college, let's be honest. You want to party. But right now is a really bad time to party because of this social distancing stuff because of COVID. You got athletes there. They're not leaving campus. They got to worry about their sport. You got athletes there. It'd be easier for the athletes that have their season because they don't have to worry about these non-athletes. But then there's a lot that goes into it, right? So I'm not just going to blame it on non-athletes because there's a lot, right? You got the cafeteria workers that have to come in every day. You got teachers, if you're not going to do online learning, that have to come in. All types of faculty, coaches. There's so many factors going into making sure it's the best possible situation. That's why the NBA is winning because the people that prepare the food are there, the referees are there, the coaches are there, people who clean everything are there. Like I said, you got the cafeteria people, janitorial staff. Like so many variables that is so hard for the NCAA. But yet they have a lot of money so they can make it easier. They can make it way easier. They can. But hey, they're not going to do it. And a lot of these, top D1 guys, some know what the situation is. Some know what reality are. There's players that said, hey, I don't feel comfortable. I was not comfortable when I was at school practicing. It wasn't the best environment for me. Some players said that. Some players want to play. And all respect to the guys that want to play. Hey, because I'm an athlete. And what are athletes? We're competitors. Because at the end of the day, we put in all this work during the summer. Do you think any athlete that was really grinding during the summer wants to miss their season? No, they don't. But you got to think about it like, hey, do I want to risk my life right now? When my university don't care about me, when NCAA does not care about me, they just want to get their money. And I'm talking to this big D1 programs. So at the end of the day, if you want to use your platform, create a bubble. Create a bubble should be the tweets. Not just we want to play, because man, they'll throw you right out there. No COVID testing for all they care. Save them money. They'll throw y'all right out there. Sell tickets, TV deals, all that. Say we want a bubble, see what happens. This COVID is real. You know, college sports, they got a situation going on. Some schools opting out, some leagues not. It's all up to the universities. It's all up to NCAA to put together the best situation. And right now, it's a confined little bubble. Going back to the NFL. You want your players not to opt out? Create a bubble. You can say, hey, give them another month or two. Don't start the season in September. Wait till October. You know? Maybe November. Find a place where you can have a bubble. Because who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of months. Do you really want to stop the season short because y'all did not put together the best possible situation for the players to be safe? Because I know the NFL players want to play. Why? Because, man, they work hard. They wake up early. They grind. They work hard. It's their job. They're doing what they love. They want to play. But man, all the money you're making, you could at least put them in the safest environment to do so. Again, salute to the NBA because they're the best league. They got their players safe. All these other leagues, NCAA, NFL, MLB, tired of hearing the guys saying they got COVID in the MLB. I don't know if things changed, but last time I checked, seen a bunch of guys getting COVID. All these different leagues, get it together. Look at the NBA's blueprint, please. If you are wondering how to create a podcast like the one you're listening to now, I'm about to explain to you the best way to do so, and that is using a platform called Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to start a podcast, and I'm going to explain to you why. First and foremost, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that will allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast so it can be heard on different platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from the podcast with no minimum learnership. It's everything you need to create a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. The last topic I'm going to discuss this week, none other than my Philadelphia 76ers. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm in a group on Facebook. You know, I'm in a lot of groups on Facebook. There's one particular group, though. The Sixers group. I saw somebody put up, should we trade Embiid or Simmons and why? People were really going down saying, oh, we should trade this. We should trade that. Nobody said we should get rid of the head coach or question management, though. Let's get into this. You should never, I repeat, never trade away a young star before you get rid of a struggling head coach that had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. I do not care what you say. You cannot win a championship in this league without a good head coach. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. Why? Because a coach is the one that leads the team. A coach is the one that put their players in the best situation possible to succeed. Does Brent Brown do that? Does he check off all the boxes of being a good head coach? Let's see. Last year, best starting five in the league. Couldn't get past round 2. Didn't put the players in the best situation possible. Took away the ball out of Ben Simmons' hands in the playoffs out of nowhere. Didn't jail with the guy that could have saved our franchise. Called terrible plays for Embiid, Redick, Simmons. The list goes on of the bad things that Brent Brown has done. He has not proved himself to be a very good coach in this league. You go into this year, right? Why are people numbers dropping? Let's see. They brought in Al Horford, which was a questionable thing. It either could have worked very well or it could have blew up in our faces. And it blew up in our faces. It did, Sixers fans. Al Horford, we got him, a lot because we didn't want to see him when we went against Boston in the playoffs. I know that's what management was saying. Yes, we got Al Horford. Yes, we don't have to see him in the playoffs. Every time we see Boston, we're going to beat them. Yes, yes, yes. Well, we beat them, if I'm not mistaken, 3-1 in the regular season. We did. Yet we're going against them right now in the playoffs, and they won. I understand we don't have Ben Simmons, but let me tell you something. You're going against Boston. You got Al Horford because Al Horford was the guy that was giving Embiid the most problems. Well, game 1 against Boston, Embiid only has 15 shot attempts. How is that winning basketball when the best player on our team, a arguably top 10 guy in the league, if not for sure top 15, best or second best center in this league, depending on how he plays and how Jokic plays. Last year, without a doubt, was Embiid. This year, it's really up for grabs. You can give it to Jokic. Will I be bad? No, I will not. No, I'm not. Why? Because Embiid was not put in the best situation for him to play his best basketball. Embiid is a dominant force in the paint. Let him work inside out, not outside in. He should not be shooting 4 3-pointers a game. He should not. Dude is a problem in the paint. Throw it to him down low and let him work. 15 shot attempts. What? He went crazy in the first quarter. 11 or 12 points, if I'm not mistaken. Ended the game off with less than 30. What does that tell you? We stopped giving our best player the ball. Why? Because our head coach does not put our players in the best possible situation to succeed. It should have been known without that organization. It should have been known in that huddle. It should have been known from the start. First thing on the chalkboard, emphasis. He should have clicked his pen like this. Wrote on the thing. Give the big fella the ball. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. As a head coach, you're gifted the opportunity. You're not coaching a bum squad we had, right? They told us Sixers fans to trust the process. That's what we did. I was there when we had AI. I was there when we had Kyle Korver. I was there when we had Iggy, when we had Chris Webber. I was there when we drafted Evan Turner, Michael Carter-Williams, Jahlil Okafor. I was there when we got Nerlens Noel. I was there when Drew Holiday got his first All-Star. Then I was there when we got rid of him. I was there when Tony Roten was looking like the man with the plan. I was there when KJ McDaniels looked like a really solid guy coming off the bench. I was there when we had Jakari Sampson. I was there when we had all these trash players. And they told us, trust the process. The process will work. Now, the process got us 2 of the top 20, 25 players in the league. Yet, you have a head coach still that does not know how to coach them. This was his 3rd year, if I'm not mistaken, with all 3 of them. It is time to let him go. I mean, all 2 of them, the 2 players, Embiid and Simmons. It's time to let him go. They say we need to get rid of Simmons. Well, Simmons is a top 7, top 6 point guard in this league. Best defensive point guard in this league. Top 5 in assists. Walking triple-double. Top 5 in rebounds when it comes to point guards. Walking triple-double. Hasn't even touched his offensive potential yet. Doesn't even realize how dominant he could be on the offensive end. I don't even think he knows it. He doesn't need to shoot. People say, oh, he needs to shoot. No, shooting would just help his game. But if he literally goes with the mindset that Giannis has, when I get into the paint, I'm going to try to dunk everything, he would literally go from 18 to 24 points at least by going into the paint, wanting to dunk on people's head. Because then he's going to get fouled a ton. But he also has the athleticism to do that. Not these herky-jerky layups. Not trying to put the English on it. Jelly, hey. Not trying to go from lane to lane, doing a crazy fadeaway little floater, John. Nah, go bang on somebody, bro. For real, you 6'10", 240 with hops. Go bang on somebody. Still, with all that, he should not be traded, right? Yet I keep hearing Sixers fans say, oh my God, we got to get rid of him now before it's too late. You know, again, Cleveland is coming out saying, I think we put together a great package to get Ben Simmons. What players do y'all have? Because for me, like I said, Ben Simmons is a top 20, top 25 guy in this league. Ben Simmons is a top point guard in this league. Ben Simmons is a guy who can make a difference. And us winning a championship, get rid of him, and we probably won't. Right? So, you look at Cleveland. If somehow we trade away him to Cleveland, I need Darius Garland, I need Colin Sexton, I need Kevin Love, and I need a lot of draft picks. A lot of them. Because at the end of the day, dude is a top 20, 25 player in this league. If I'm not getting at least the same value, if not more, why would I get rid of him? I need lots of first-round draft picks. I need Love. I need Garland, and I need Sexton. Even that might not be enough, in my opinion. Because you mean to tell me that Sexton is better than Ben Simmons? No. You mean to tell me that Garland is better than Ben Simmons? No. Right? But say we get them first-round draft picks. We get Kevin Love, starting power forward. Then we can go ahead, we can trade away some of them draft picks. One of them young guards, Al Horford, and we go shopping and see what kind of point guard we can get. What point guard is out there for us to get? None. Literally, I'm thinking in my mind, this is the only situation I can think of, right? We trade away them draft picks, Al Horford, one of them young guards, and we get LaMelo. But that's not going to happen. So therefore, Ben Simmons, I need you to stay with the Sixers. Talking about trading away Embiid, what center are you going to get for Embiid? What team is willing to give up all that for Embiid? Because Embiid, like I said, is arguably the best center in this league. When his coach right, can literally give you 28 and 13 easily with his eyes closed. So I need an all-star at least. I need all your first-round draft picks till 2050. But we all know that's not going to happen, right? So let's be realistic. Trading away our two young stars is the worst thing we can do. So Sixers fans, start a petition. I got my pen just clicked, ready to sign. Time to get rid of Brent Brown. That's a wrap for the first week of Wednesday weekly rants. If you got anything you want me to rant about, hit me up on Instagram, Twitter at sportsw_Chris. sportsw_Chris. It's going to be going on every week. I'm going to pick 3 topics that need to be talked about. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for future episodes.